What would you do if the most powerful man in the city was staring directly at you after you find his daughter? Would you quietly tear up the ticket to protect your paycheck and your reputation? Or would you stand firm knowing that one decision could cost you everything you worked for? Because on what seemed like an ordinary afternoon on Maple Street, parking enforcement officer Daniel Harper faced that exact choice when he noticed a sleek black luxury sedan parked illegally beside a bright red fire hydrant in a clearly marked no parking zone. And as he calmly began printing the citation, like he had done thousands of times before, a sharply dressed young woman stepped out of the vehicle with the kind of confidence that suggested the world rarely denied her anything, removing her sunglasses slowly and asking the question he had heard before but never allowed to influence him. "Do you know who I am?" Before introducing herself as Olivia Bennett, the daughter of Judge William Bennett, the most respected and feared judge in the city, whose courtroom decisions were known for their discipline and zero tolerance for excuses. And while many people in Daniel's position might have hesitated or pretended not to see the violation, he politely explained that the rule applied to everyone because emergency vehicles depended on access to that hydrant. And even as Olivia warned him that he was making a mistake and subtly implied that his job could be at risk, he placed the ticket on the windshield and walked away with steady composure, unaware that the small slip of paper would soon draw him into the center of a public courtroom spectacle. 2 weeks later, Daniel stood inside courtroom 4B, feeling the weight of dozens of eyes upon him as reporters filled the back benches, sensing a story about power and privilege, while Olivia argued confidently that she had only parked there briefly to deliver important documents and that the situation did not warrant a fine. Yet Daniel spoke clearly and respectfully, stating that the duration of the violation did not erase the danger it posed. And when Judge Bennett leaned forward and asked his daughter directly whether she had in fact parked beside the hydrant, the air grew heavy before she reluctantly admitted that she had. And in that defining moment, the judge had a choice between protecting his family's pride or protecting the principle he had built his career upon. And after a long pause that felt like an eternity to everyone watching, he declared that the law must apply equally to every citizen, regardless of status, including his own daughter, upholding the fine and striking the gavel with a firmness that echoed beyond the courtroom walls. The story quickly spread across the city through headlines and social media discussions praising the judge's integrity and the officer's courage, transforming what began as a routine parking citation into a powerful civic lesson about accountability. And in the days that followed, Olivia reflected deeply on the embarrassment she felt, not because of the fine itself, but because she had expected special treatment, eventually approaching Daniel on the same street where it all began to offer a sincere apology and admit that she was not accustomed to being told no, while Judge Bennett later thanked the officer privately for reminding him that justice is not proven by speeches, but by difficult decisions. And as life gradually returned to normal on Maple Street, something subtle had changed. Citizens seemed more mindful of the rules, not out of fear of punishment, but out of renewed belief that fairness was real and not reserved only for the powerless. And the simple act of one man refusing to bend had strengthened trust in a system often questioned, proving that integrity is measured not in grand heroic gestures, but in quiet moments when one expects you to stand firm, and that the true strength of the law lies not in authority or titles, but in the courage of ordinary individuals who choose to uphold it even when confronted by influence, pressure, and the possibility of personal loss.